Hey folks, we're back for another Foundations draft. Before I start, I want to say, if you want to like get better at Magic and get some insight into your play and you have the tech, record a draft or two and watch them back. I watched back my past few drafts when I was editing the videos, and I should have started doing this in Duskmorn because it was a complete horror show. I don't know what I was thinking on some of the picks. I thought I was playing well in the drafts and we won, but yeah, it was really interesting to watch back some of that stuff. But anyway, we're going to dive into a Foundations draft here and see if we can draft an actual archetype this time. The black-white deck was pretty close to like a black-white sack thing. Blue-green doesn't have as defined an archetype, but I don't think blue-green flash, blue-green spells is the archetype. But we'll see what we have this time. Crystal Barricade is a card I have never seen before. Defender, you have hexproof. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control. My first instinct to say is that that's not particularly useful. Create Electro Duplicate. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has haste. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice this token. This is just a one-shotter, huh? We could just take the Empyrean Eagle and try to do the blue-white flyers thing that we didn't get to do in the first draft. Dragon Trainer also is very good. Rebuke and Eaten Alive, removal spells. I think we're probably going to take the Eagle. It's a little dangerous picking a gold card with our first pick. But the archetype, I think, is good. And we'll see where we go. Here the best card, I think, is Llanowar Elves. Regrower, also very good. Infernal Vessel, also very good. Nothing really of those goes with the first pick. Another Eaten Alive. I'm kind of inclined to just take the Elves. And, you know, maybe unfortunately we wasted a first pick. Or a second pick, depending on how things shake out. We could take Cathar Commando. Or Twin Blade Blessing. I think I'm going to take the Elves. I did notice in a couple of my previous drafts, especially the first one, I really kind of just got married to my first couple picks. And so I'm going to try not to do that. Unless things are working out. Another pick that just doesn't go with anything. I'd say Micromancer is the card I want to take here. Skeleton can be good, I think, in the sacrifice decks. So maybe if we ended up black-green. I just don't think Mocking Sprite is very good, although it goes with Eagle. We could end up in a weird a weird blue-green deck again. Unicorn is pretty good. I just don't know. Take another gold card. I don't know how good Unicorn is. I'm going to take the Micromancer. It plays more to the style that I like to play. Sheesh. Overrun, super powerful card. If you thought Overrun had been power crept out, I don't think it has. In my experience, this card is still very good as a finisher. I'm thinking Overrun or Big Fin Bouncer. We're just going to end up in like a weird blue-green creature deck. I could end up just green. I think I'm going to pick the Overrun. We're going to try to stay open and just kind of pick the best cards. I haven't seen any other flyers. I didn't see any Healer's Hawks like I did in the first draft. Another Crystal Barricade, huh? At the beginning of your end step, if an opponent lost life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target vampire you control. We could pick... I'm kind of inclined to take the Thespian. I don't like the Thespian very much because there's a lot of stuff that makes 1/1s. But it is a 2-drop, and the surveilling is good. Shit. I don't know if it's Thespian or Ghoul, but I'm going to take the green card to stick with what we've got. Search your library for a card, put that card in your hand, then shuffle. We don't have anything I'm in too big a hurry to search for at this point. There are 2 flyers here. I still don't know how good this card is. I haven't played with it. I haven't really seen it played. There's a Cackling Prowler if we want to just stay green and keep picking creature cards. Which I think is what I'm going to do. I know Overrun is good. Overrun is one of my best cards. And the Eagle doesn't seem like it's working out, so... The Eagle doesn't seem like it's working out. We've taken all these green cards. Is there any way I get back into white-blue? Lightshell Duo, if we were blue-green, Lightshell Duo really isn't going to get there. Ink Mage is whatever. I'm going to take the Hawk. And see what happens. Balmor and bake into a pie. I'm going to take the bake here. There is a chance, I think, as good as any, that we end up black-green. Especially getting a bake into a pie this late. Okay, this was our Crystal Barricade. Prevent all non-combat damage that will be dealt to other creatures. So it shuts off red removal. And Joust Through and a handful of other things. I'm going to take a rare, I think. I'm not a big fan of any of those cards. Oh my. Yeah, I have no idea where we should be. I'm going to take Blossoming Sands as a spec. I don't really know. Okay. I'm not that interested. We're just... This is a complete wreck. I just haven't seen any cards that I like. And we're just all over the place. I mean, I'm going to take a Mocking Sprite. And again, maybe we backdoor back into blue-white. And just... I'm going to take a creature again in case we're green-white. With the Overrun. Fake Your Own Death, I think, is marginal. And then the chances that we're... Okay, I don't think we're those. This card is sick. Just very, very strong. Giant Flyer, can't be countered. Draws you a bunch of cards. There's also just another bake. There's Sunblessed Healer. I think this card also is very strong, but... Oh my. The white cards I don't care that much about. The black cards, bake obviously is good. And the blue cards are about to get much better. I guess that's a white card for right now. Yeah, I think this card's just very strong. The Indrik, one of my favorites. A Bushwhack. If we end up in just blue-green creatures thing, with blue-green with Overrun and Curator, the Micromancer can get a Bushwhack, which would be really good. Indrik overperformed for us the times we've had it. And then there's Big Fin Bouncer. I don't think there's anything else that would pull me farther. We have these 2 3s already. Bouncer is good, but I would like the Bushwhack because we kind of don't have a Micromancer if we don't pick up spells for it. And I think, given what our 2 best cards are right now, we're gonna... be blue-green. We're not drawing a ton of cards. There is a Think Twice, which is just a good value card to have. Elfsworn Giant is whatever. Another 4-drop is not exactly what we need. We've got some expensive cards. Although we do want creatures. And then Snakeskin Veil. You kind of can protect your 5/5 flyer. That's good, but it also gets a ton of the value right when it comes into play. I'm going to take a Think Twice here. Just because I think... Vampire Nighthawk is very good. Very, very good. Boy, our mana is also going to be really tough. I do want to have enough targets for the Micromancer. Nighthawk's like so good. Is there any chance I end up... Oh my gosh. Would there be any chance I could end up blue-black? Yeah, we're wrecking a little bit, but that's okay. Now I have to pick between Spider and Downfall, I think, or Librarian. I can't really splash anything. I think that train has sailed. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyards. Whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card. None of these are splashable at all. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. 9 cards. We have nothing right now. I can like take another Prowler. I also just have no cheap cards except in green. I think we need to stick to... I have no idea, honestly. We are well and truly wrecked. Cheap card. Yeah, the Nighthawk pick. What did we take the Nighthawk over? The Nighthawk and the Downfall? Whew. There's late black, but I guess technically 3s are good with Llanowar Elves. And then just one more giant top end. Black cards, none of them very good. Okay. Run away together. Does that do anything with anything we have? I mean, Curator of Destinies, although that's pretty ambitious. Scavenging Ooze seems like it's just solid. There's like a Kellen, which I had once but didn't play very well. There's an Abrade and a Burst Lightning. And then there's like a Refute. Panda and Prideful Parent also are very good. Wildwood Scourge actually is pretty decent. It just scales with the game. I'm going to take the cheap card though here. It's a 2-mana 2/2 with upside. And I think there's just not very many really good cheap plays. Whenever you draw your second card, that's not really what we're doing. I think I'm going to take a Bouncer. I have a lot of 4s, but Bouncer's a very good one. The other option, I think, is Gnarlid Colony. There's like a Banishing Light, and we have a Blossoming Sands, but... And we have no removal. We're just going to play a bunch of creatures and Overrun. I guess Bigfin Bouncer does at least do a temporary removal impression. This is tough. I'm going to trust that one of these Gnarlids comes back, and I'm going to take this Evolving Wilds, because I don't know. These are, the double blue cards are 6-drops, but I'm a little bit worried about the mana. 18 cards. I'm also worried about playables, that's for sure. Think twice also. A Bake, a Skeleton. That doesn't really do us any good. Another 4-drop. Another spell for the White Splash. Or land, excuse me. I'm probably going to take a Spinner. This is just a good mana sink later in the game. We might go down a Prowler. We don't have like 4 power matters or anything. I'm probably just going to take an Ambush Wolf. I just want the creatures. I want to be able to overrun. I have this Mocking Sprite that I don't want to play. Okay. That fixes our mana, gives us one more target for Micromancer. Is also, you know, a fight spell. We're not great with that. It's decent with Snare Spinner. These just don't... This is not the deck where I want these, right? Like... We're never getting there on Terror. It's between Kraken and Distraction. Needletooth Pack or Elfsworn Giant. We're not killing anything. And this makes tokens for the Overrun. We could trade in combat, and that's... I don't know about that. Okay, I'm going to take the Scourge here and trust that the other Gnarlid Colony is also going to come back. Yeah. And that kind of fits in wherever. Maybe we're a Juggernaut deck? I'm going to take a Progenitus. Oof. We like just got there on having a deck. We have 2 powerful cards. That is true. We have an Overrun, and we have Curator of Destinies. Otherwise, I think this was a pretty huge mess. Pretty huge mess. This is like a 3-mana play, at least. You have like the Snare Spinner Scourge combo, I guess. Think twice as a spell. How many creatures do we have in our Overrun deck? 18. Okay. Do I have anything else sitting here? The Runaway Together just doesn't do anything. I mean, we could have splashed that Banishing Light, I think, but I think I want to do this. I have like 2 Bushwhacks and a Llanowar Elves. I have Scavenging Ooze. I have Overrun, wherever it went. And that's still 8 sources. So by the time turn 6 rolls around, again with the 2 Bushwhacks, I could go down a land. The thing I could cut here could be a land. I have Curator to spend my mana late. And I have Snare Spinner. And otherwise, and Scavenging Ooze, sort of. Or I could just cut the Mocking Sprite. Or the Juggernaut. Cutting a 3 is kind of weird with Llanowar Elves. But we got a bunch of 4s too, so that works. I could cut a Fleeting Distraction and keep the creature in. I honestly don't know. If anyone sees this video, hit the comments. Tell me how I could have not train wrecked this draft, and let me know what your build would have looked like. Because, holy cow. But let's play some games like this. Yeah, that was a tough one. I do feel like in this set, there are not as many playables as there have been in recent sets. So you do get packs. You get into the second half of a pack. And there's not always those really appealing cards. And you got to kind of make tough choices. Be nice. I guess playing the Elf on 1 doesn't really ramp us into anything here anyway. Red, white. Campus Guide. Okay. I am going to play Ooze here, I think, and just not block the guide. And then the following turn, I'll play Llanowar Elves Dwynen's Elite. To get the 1/1. To make sure I get the 1/1. Yeah. I'm not super thrilled or super sure about it, because Ooze definitely could be good. It looks like we're just going to trade creatures in combat and stuff. And I don't really want to lose the Ooze here, but I think I'm going to next turn, I need, if I draw a land, I can just play the Prowler and do with the Bushwhack what I like. It's so unlikely that they trade the Cat Collector, right? We're going to get a little greedy and try to get in. I don't want to trade there, but I want to do the damage and try to finish him with Overrun. It's just so unlikely that they trade their 2 for my, or their 3 for my 2 and their card, their little engine. So they could have tricks. They could have reinforcements or Cathar Commando. Because they played 2 drop to find a land and then the Cat Collector on 3, but yeah. We're just going to put the Prowler into play. And pass. And see what they do. Because we're like... With this board, Overrun adds 15 power. And I'm not going to try to bushwhack into open mana. Although I could bushwhack with the Prowler, which has some protection because it has Ward 2. But I would want to bushwhack the Cat Collector, and the Prowler doesn't survive that anyway. They could also just be eating the food, which doesn't trigger the Collector. This is only during each of your turns. So that was a little misstep from my opponent, I think. Boy, that was all they had was eat food. So do they have just a really heavy hand? They Campus Guided for a land, so I wouldn't think they would be flooded, but... Whenever another non-token cat you control enters, make a cat. If I draw a land, I'm thinking I just Overrun in an alpha. They have 2 mana up again. Not knowing the cards is really hurting me here. That one Fleeting Flight or whatever. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just gonna sit back one more turn. Eat the Arabo with the Scavenging Ooze and cast Ambush Wolf. And then again, if we draw a land, we smash. Yeah. 1/1 is not great in the face of giant tramplers. Although, can I get killed on the crackback by, like, Claws Out? They've kept some mana up. I wonder if they don't have Luminous Rebuke. Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Okay, Overrun itself adds 18 power. Yeah. It is a good card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have mathed it first. 6, 15, 19, 28, 34. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I definitely should have mathed it first. If they rebuke... They can't rebuke the Prowler. They could rebuke the Ambush Wolf. Eight, 12, 21. Yeah, even if they rebuke the Ambush Wolf, we're... Yeah, we're not great if they do that. Joust through. Okay. Overrun is very strong. Well, I don't know. Unappealing as the draft seemed, pick a bunch of creatures and put them in your deck with Overrun worked in that game. I already can't wait to go back and watch this draft and just see what could have been. What a mess. Right from the rip, when we first picked the Empyrean Eagle. Just, you know, I don't know. Stinky Pup with Big Badger. 3 lands, 3 creatures, Overrun. It is pretty slow. We can pick up a Bushwhack with the Micromancer, which is pretty cool. We could play like a 2/2 Wildwood Scourge, but that doesn't feel very good. We're on the draw. I'm still going to keep. Like I said earlier, there's just not as many really good cheap cards in this set as there were in previous sets. So I feel, for me, from what I've seen, I don't know. I feel a little bit better keeping a slower hand on the draw. Than I might normally. There's a 2. Oh, this just... Sure. I might want to cast it for X = 0. That is a thing I can technically do. Well, there we go. I have one other elf in my deck. Maybe I have the giant that makes elves. Shoot, I forgot to take a screenshot of my deck list again. I really, really encourage you, either get Untapped to give you the overlay or take a screenshot of your deck list. It's a really, really good thing to do. It can help when you get late into the game and you're in a tricky spot to be able to play to your outs, to know exactly what you've got. I have Overrun again, so I don't think... Do I want to play Scourge as a 2/2? It's going to be a few turns. I have Bouncer and Micromancer. I think I'm actually going to just get another body in play because it represents so much damage with Overrun. I should have attacked first. There's no way they block. They might block now, but I don't know why they would. Just trading in your Death Toucher. Yeah. I didn't play that well there, but... They could have anything here. Voyage. They could have any kind of removal spell. Bake. I'm still going to keep getting in. I don't feel like they want to trade their 2/2, but yeah, I mean, in some decks there's potential that this could get bigger. They could have had something like Fake Your Own Death. Or is that what that card's called? They could also have Essence Scatter there, but I'm just going to play my cards. Voyage, my Micromancer. I mean, I've got plenty more spells to get. I have the 5th land already. Yeah, I'll cast another Micromancer next turn. We are theoretically kind of playing into their game. Oh, they've got a splash. The control deck getting into the deep waters here. But they're just giving me free resources, so I want to leave up a blue here so I can potentially cycle Fleeting Distraction. Yeah. I'll just cycle one, and then I'll have the second one as a little trick, maybe, if I need it. Okay. They're hitting all their land drops. If I just cast it and they have like a stab, although they haven't stabbed my Dwinnen's Elite, they've just taken 4 damage. This kind of sucks. I should have cycled because I don't have a play here. Still nothing. Okay, we're going to do it now. And see if we can just hit something off the top. And we did. That's very good. Very, very good. They could refute me now. They haven't had refute up before this turn. I could also be playing into Day of Judgment or Blasphemous Edict. But we kind of just kill him next turn with Overrun. And I can cycle another Fleeting Distraction to try and find more action in response to a Wrath. They can't bake this. I feel like we're in okay shape. They can bake it now. And then they'd be... Okay. I'm going to cycle this one too. Do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, Meteor Golem, die. I mean, they played a Plunderer, they played a Voyage. They definitely were flooding a little bit, it looks like. And Overrun, still very powerful. I swear, the trick to running well is to record your drafts and put them online. We drew Vivian so many times in that draft a couple drafts ago. We're just have things lining up perfectly for our overruns. I don't know what it is. Spellblade. That's a pretty cool Vraska. 2-drop, 3-drop, Scourge, Bouncer. We go first. Okay, we're the beatdown this time. We'll see how Wary Thespian works out. Yeah, I don't want to cast Wildwood Scourge for 0. We do need to find a land, so I believe they call that value. Yeah, we want to curve out. I just want to hit the actual land. I don't want to take any time to cast a Wary Thespian. Cast a Think Twice, excuse me. It looks like they might have Burst Lightning. Wait, I didn't get a... Okay, that was weird. I was thinking about casting the wolf. This looks like a good spot for a bouncer to me. We could play around the uncommon that deals 2 damage to each creature by playing the Prowler instead. Oh, we have cards to come back into it. And this is a pretty big hit. I'm not sure. I don't really want to trade my Ambush Wolf for their Mocking Sprite when I can get this big hit in. What are you going to bounce? My wolf. Okay. We're just going to get in. I'm assuming they're going to block. They're not... I don't think they're going to take 6 here. That seems quite dangerous. I'm going to assume them playing the Big Fin Bouncer means they don't have Slag Storm or the deal 2 damage uncommon. So we're going to deploy some cards. I could play Prowler, I could play Micromancer, or I could play Elves plus Ambush Wolf. I could play Scourge X3, but I think that's probably the worst play, because the Scourge gets better later. I think I'm going to play Elves plus Wolf. It is kind of not great against Mocking Sprite, because Mocking Sprite just, well, it's a 1 card for 1 card, 3 mana for 3 mana. I could also cast Think Twice here, but I have all this action. I definitely want to put the creature into play. Surveil 2 and both went on top? Okay. Can I do anything? I can get a Bushwhack. I can just attack in, get in for 5, and they eat the Thespian, or I can just attack with the Wolf, and they may or may not trade. They could also have... This is tough. I could also just play a giant Wildwood Scourge. 6. I really don't know what to do here. Okay. I really wish I could double spell. I think I'm just... Yeah, I'm going to play the Prowler and get the trigger. Yeah. Now I can get Micromancer for... Or I can Micromancer for Bushwhack next turn. The Prowler's a little bit bigger. We can also just Micromancer and Bushwhack with the Micromancer to keep all of our attackers if they play something smaller, like the Sprite. Although that's dangerous because they'll have open mana. Heartfire, okay. Okay, that might be able to trick him up. Probably not, because they're just going to end up hitting the Thespian. I'm going to send with all and see what happens. They can't target the Prowler with anything. They're just going to block and use it to kill the Thespian. That makes perfect sense. Scavenging Ooze. I'll take a big old threat, I think. Now if I play the Micromancer, I lose the Ooze. That seems good. Honestly, I didn't even realize the Scourge was going to get another counter. I think just playing the 4/4 was still correct. I'm not sure. I don't want to lose the Ooze. There's stuff in the graveyards to eat. Ooze is just a giant threat on its own. I do only have 2 green mana, which stinks. Yeah, that's not great here. Maybe it's better than I thought. Do I have any way... That just makes both of them lethal. It does stop me from being able to cast Micromancer. But we keep getting all that stuff. We're making a lot of stuff, that's for sure. I can cast Think Twice. I think... I think I just want to use my green mana on the Ooze while I've got it. One, two, three. Okay, there's plenty. More than I could possibly eat. So everything is lethal. Whenever one or more count. Wow, okay. They just have to block everything. don't think I'm in any danger of dying. So I don't think I need to bushwhack the dragon or the sprite. I definitely could bushwhack that. Huh. Okay. The other card I wasn't really thinking of is Etherize. That could have gotten me. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hands. That would have been very bad. I was never attacking into 4 mana, so that's good. Holy moly, we already won 3 games? Okay. Let's keep playing. Yeah, Etherize wasn't even on my radar, and it definitely should have been. Two drop, 3 drop, 4 drop, 6 drop. I need some lands. I'm on the play. This is a tough one. I don't think I can ever not keep this. But I'm always nervous with 2 lands on the play. Especially since we're pulling 1 more out of our deck. Where does the X spell go with the 6 drop? I mean, whatever it could be, we're trading 1 for 1. Yeah. I could have kept the elite back, I guess, if I thought it was, yeah, this. Oh, just nothing. Snap nothing. Okay. I'm getting a little cute with the ooze, but it's really just a grizzly bear, and I think it's always going to be a grizzly bear. And they're going to like... Oh, they're going to Banishing Light me. Okay. I think it's maybe the elite that I was getting too cute with. I don't know. Juggernaut or Prowler? Well, elite's not blocking now, so it's getting in. I think I probably want the ward. I don't know. We're in a little bit of a pickle. Especially if they just keep deploying threats. And the life... Yep. The life gain is not insignificant. I definitely did not play this game particularly well there in the beginning few turns. We're going to give them... Like, there's nothing I can do here but give them their card. I'm going to use all my mana here. Yeah, I had that trick too. But if I attack with elite, they just don't block. Okay, they're flooding. It looks like. That's a lot of lands. Oof. Okay, that is very good. I want all these triggers to like... I should have... I don't even know. Now if they draw counter spells, I'm in bad shape. They have a voyage. They have a runaway together. Okay. That's not a permanent answer to the spinner, though, so... I just have no life. I want to get in, but I'm playing a little scared here. If they have claws out or whatever, or a removal spell. That gets me to Kraken, and Kraken seems pretty good. Kraken makes future land draws not dead as well, although it's already kind of doing that anyway. I'm really not sure. This theoretically keeps back the 1/1s if weird stuff happens. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't know about putting that counter there. This opponent did the same thing with Cat Collector. I don't know if I shouldn't have been getting more aggressive at some point. I mean, I'm pretty sure I should have. I'm dead to like a pump spell now. I'm dead to a removal spell. I'm increasingly dead to them going wide. One, two, I have 6, so I can't overrun if I draw it. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7. Plus Juggernaut. So I just live. I don't know, I feel like I'm still going to lose even... Well, I guess they got 2 damage out of attacking the eagle into my spider. So I'm not sure exactly what was up there. Or what's up right here either. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I still don't think that lets me live, right? The Juggernaut having to attack sucks. Yep. I don't know. I don't think it matters that much. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. What are you gonna do? They turn them all sideways, and that's it. With +1/+1. Okay. I mean, we'll line up the blocks and pretend that maybe we've miscounted or something, but we haven't. We will continue. Why does it only ask me if I've had fun when I lose? Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at that game again. We definitely, yeah, at the beginning, we just... all the scavenging ooze, Dwynen's elite stuff. That was a proper mess. Attacking when I should have been keeping the Dwynen's elite back, not just snapping off a block. What are you going to do? Keep trying. Fine hand. We have Thespian to make sure we don't draw too many lands. Our choice of 3 drops. I mean, we are. I'll draw a land to get to Giant. I'm not worried about it. They didn't play anything there. Okay, we're slamming and jamming right into that. I'm going to play the Beastkin. There's some utility from the Wolf, although I don't think it's going to be that relevant. They're likely to both attack for 4 anyway. The Beastkin has Trample. Ah. Maybe they're not going to attack for 4? Okay. They could have Etherize here, which is whatever. I think here, they could also have a counterspell, and I'm just going to hold. And see what they do here. If they Etherize me, I just play Beastkin back out. Oh, they're going to Voyage that. Okay. Surveil the land to the graveyard. Yeah, we're getting to the big hitters part of the game. I'm a little nervous. Bouncer, okay. How many times will we cast Beastkin Ranger this game? I'm going to cast the Giant while they're tapped out, and then we can cast Wolf plus Beastkin next turn. Plus I don't get the landfall trigger right here, but I think that's okay. The Giant isn't great against the Bouncer, that's for sure. It's not great against Banishing Light either, but... I am a big fan of the number of hits I've got in with this Wary Thespian. We don't need any more lands. We'll take that value. This hides the Ambush Wolf too. Looks like we're holding up Think Twice when we'd actually much rather play Ambush Wolf, I believe. And hit for the damages. Sky Mage. Okay. We lose a little bit of value on the Beastkin, but Bushwhack. I would like to Bushwhack before the Sky Mage gets out of control. I'm going to lose value again by not playing the Wildwood Scourge before combat. I'm going to play around. They would have rebuked me if they had it, right? If they draw a card, then this trades. Maybe that was unnecessary. It's a 1/1. But if they play like the draw 3... Okay. Prowler. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm gonna finally try to get the value off the Beastkin, I think. Maybe now it just doesn't matter at all. Because their life total is so low. Ice Wind. Okay, that doesn't... Oh, see, I was playing around Fleeting Distraction. That's why I did it. Getting them down to 2 means they can block and Distraction the Beastkin Ranger, and I still... I guess having multiple creatures does that too. So that was BS. Sometimes I'm just pushing buttons, you know. We're doing our best. 4-1. Okay. I really did not think this deck was very good. We haven't seen the Curator, whatever it's called, the big flyer. Overrun did take it home in 2 games, and that does make sense. Yeah, I just don't know about the Sky Mage guy. My inclination is that it's not good. Like right there, they spent 4 mana on a 1/1 that couldn't block, and they didn't have any immediate way to trigger it to make it bigger. Thespian into Ranger, that's the secret, I guess. there's Curator. We do already have one giant 6-drop. I don't think we can have that many in our hand right now. Okay, I mean, that's sort of better for me, I would say. Because Thespian is laughably bad against Reassembling Skeleton. But they do draw a card. Maybe, I mean, I can't even, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they just play a thing and we bouncer it, I suppose. And we'll just try to keep getting in. They're going to draw another card. Yeah, I mean, this is good for sure. This is an engine. But it's not super great against, you know, 3-power creature on turn 2, 4-power creature on turn 3. And I'm going to bounce the Gourmand here now. It seems like they definitely have a spell. Oh, it could just be a Reassembling Skeleton, actually. So it's possible that they have nothing. Hit for 7. That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. We don't really have anything to do next turn, unfortunately, but Curator comes after that, and we've got the land set up for that. Hopefully we draw a non-land. We can cycle Fleeting Distraction next turn and try to draw something. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1. Okay. I'm going to attack with all. I'm assuming they're going to put the skeleton in front of the Thespian, and we'll cycle the distraction that way. They might put the Gourmand in front of the bouncer. Yeah. Do I want to keep the Thespian or the bouncer? I guess I want to keep the bouncer, right? And we found a 4-drop. It's not the best 4-drop, but I'll definitely take it. They haven't played any removal yet. They've been dirtling to their heart's content with the Gourmand skeleton. I mean, that does look fun, I will say. I think Gourmand is a really good 2-drop in this format where there's not a ton of really good 2-drops. Like, normally this card is hard to use because it doesn't have this unblockable bit at the end. And it's hard to get your cards out of it. But here, if you can, like, you can use it early and get cards, like this skeleton stuff. You can also use it late to get in for the last 4 or 6 damage. It just feels pretty good. Would I trade Big Fin Bouncer for both of these cards? I do believe I would. Especially when we're about to reload. I missed a damage here because I didn't play Curator. I think that's okay. I have not... Beastkin Ranger is not a card that I thought I could play poorly. It's a 3/3 for 3. But I have succeeded in just completely biffing this card in multiple games. I just want like all... Where do the other cards go? Into your graveyard. I want the Think Twice to go into my graveyard. How do I get that to happen? See, now this card, this is a card that I feel like I could play wrong. I'm going to put like this. I want to get 2 creatures. An opponent chooses one of those piles. I want to get 2 creatures. So now either way... at least I get 3 cards here, and I get the redraw. And if I can take the 2 creatures, I don't need the land. I mean, they've got to deal with a 5/5 flyer, right? So... I just feel like if I put the Think Twice in the... Maybe it's like... Okay, I got 2 creatures and the Think Twice went to the graveyard. So... Editing me is going to have to go back and look at that one too. I could put like Think Twice land... I guess I was thinking about making this the face-up pile instead. Was land, Ambush Wolf, Think Twice enticing enough to have them put it in my graveyard? Probably. But they weren't scared of Juggernaut, Beastkin, Ranger. And I can cast them both next turn? They get in for a free 1 damage. Okay. Wait, they didn't pay. I'm assuming they just want to raid here. But I'd rather not put my giant guy in any danger. They could just be edicting. Okay. Even a stab doesn't save them. Okay. Is there aggro in this format or what? Because I just can't finish a draft in under an hour and a half. I'm well, this is only my 4th draft, so I should still be having fun. There'd be a big issue if I wasn't still having fun in my 4th draft. But I have watched quite a number of drafts, and I'm still enjoying it. I still have a ton of archetypes to try out. And, a ton of... Yeah, like we opened that wall that I had never even seen before. I did also realize that last time, the last set of videos I recorded, I had all the sounds turned way down, except for Planeswalker voices were cranked all the way up. If you watch the red-green video, Vivian is just like yelling at the top of her voice, and nothing else makes any sounds. Okay. We've got a game against Jingataxius. I mean, this looks amazing. Opponent is mulliganing. At this point, if I had to give odds to win, I would make me a favorite. Oh, they could stab me. I'm just going to put... I mean, it's not really relevant right now. I'm just going to play my green mana first. I've got Ooze, I've got Overrun. We don't need double blue until... okay. Yeah. I do just have Giant next turn, which seems pretty good. Play my 5-drop on turn 4. A 2/2 for 3. This does mess me up if they block, but it just seems like they're not going to want to, you know? They can put the pick on, but they're just so dead if they do that. If they have, like, pick plus removal... Yeah, if they pick and attack and I don't block, then they could, like, bake me 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we'd still be in pretty good shape. Draft Llanowar Elves. Draft Llanowar Elves and 3 and 4 and 5 mana plays. Okay, they're picking me. Yeah, that works. I mean... this could also fix their mana, but I already triggered the Giant. I'm going to take my chances here. If they have a stab, it's like really bad, but I don't know. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I have any way to deal the last point? I don't think so. I don't think there's any way in my deck, even. I'm going to eat the elf. Am I going to eat the elf? No. I'm going to retain the ability to play Think Twice or cast Fleeting Distraction plus eat the elf. I'm not sure about that. 2 and 1 seem... maybe with the 1/1, 2 and 1 aren't the same thing. They look dead. They do have 1 treasure. Oh. I kind of think I should have eaten the elf and got the 1 extra point and put him to 1. I wasn't... yeah. Because that makes the elf lethal. Luckily, we go unpunished. Keep playing. I got the aggro game I wanted. I guess I've had a couple of those. Pizza Time Frank. Platinum Frank. Okay. We have 2 lands, but we potentially can cycle a Fleeting Distraction, sort of. I am going to do that here. I think since I have the ooze, I'll hold the elite to try to get the... I mean, this can get out. There's not a ton of angels, but... I mean, any flying start here is... tough. We might just be 2 ships passing in the night, and we're on the back foot already. Although... Overrun does a lot of work to turn the tide. Okay, I was not expecting that. I kind of want to play Beastkin next turn, but surveil 3 to the top. I also would like to bushwhack. There's nothing I can eat, so I'd just potentially be trading the ooze for the... I could Fleeting Distraction to save the ooze and then play the Dwinin's Elite. I missed out on a 1-1, which isn't great. Oops, sorry, my sorting system is gone totally to hell. This only casts angels, right? Not flying creatures? Yeah, okay. I don't super love my spot here. Yeah, that's a pickle. I just don't really see being able to bushwhack much bigger, but I might want to bushwhack for a land. I'm not sure. I'm gonna bushwhack Giada. There's a creature in the graveyard now, so kind of changes. Ooh, okay. Now I kind of wish I had the creatures in play. Is there any way they have Essence Scatter? They've kind of played on curve so far. If there was more to eat... I'm going to play around Essence Scatter, I think. Becomes a 4/4. I mean, they could just take all this. And then I would take 6 back. Having kind of the onboard trick of the ooze and the hidden trick of the fleeting distraction. Kind of puts me in pretty close reach for Overrun next turn. I don't want to just Overrun into a Refute. I also don't want to get Etherized. Maybe I just play the Giant first and see what they do, so that I'm less likely... They kept the Bouncer back, though. If they had Etherized, they would have just slammed and jammed, right? So what is this? Fleeting Flight. Gains flying. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to it. It doesn't gain hexproof, right? Eagle. Does one blue do anything? Oh. Get that trigger. I should have looked. Yeah, like... I feel like that's the kind of deck we would have been in if we had stuck to the Eagle. We would have had like Big Fin Bouncer and ground creatures and just been pretty confused. Not that we're not confused as a deck. Whoa, wait, that was... Okay, this is totally a trophy deck right here, I guess, when you're in gold. Overrun is the best card. 10 out of 10. Llanowar Elves plus Overrun and creatures. That's my advice. We did get to cast Curator of Destinies one time. This card's bonkers. Take it if you see it. It's just like a giant finisher and gasses you back up and can't be countered, which is marginally relevant. I don't even know what else to say about this one. Another really fun draft. If you're liking the drafts, if you're one of the people watching them, hit all the buttons down below if you can. That really, really helps me out. I'm going to keep posting these. Like I said, I'm still having fun. Yeah, record your draft and watch it back. It's a horror show. It's hard to do. You got to have thick skin. It's fun, though. Be excellent to each other out there. I'll be back in the next one, and Tom willing, I'll see you there, too.